There are moments in history when time feels like it slows down, when a whisper from eternity pierces through the noise of our daily lives. September 2025 is not just another month on the calendar, it is a prophetic marker, a season that holds the potential to alter everything you know about your life, your relationships, and your purpose. Young men, I want you to hear me clearly. This is not about fear, this is about awakening. So many of you have been living numb, scrolling, swiping, grinding, pretending you're fine while something deep inside is screaming for more. You feel lost in dating, disconnected in relationships, wondering if your value comes from money, status, or looks. But I tell you, none of that will matter when the shaking comes. September 2025 is a prophetic moment, a warning from God Himself, not to terrify you but to call you back, to strip away the shallow and awaken the eternal. If you've been drifting, living empty nights, chasing validation, ignoring the whisper of your own soul, this is your sign. The alarm clock of heaven is ringing. The question is, will you keep sleeping through it? Or will you rise, stand tall, and embrace the man you were born to be? Let's get real for a moment. Most people hear about prophecy or some big event in the future and they roll their eyes. They think, oh, that's just religious talk, or that doesn't apply to me. But deep down, you know it does. Because every one of us has a moment in life when we realize we can't keep going the way we've been going. September 2025 isn't about predicting a date on the calendar, it's about God giving you a wake-up call. It's about you finally confronting the reality that the way you've been living isn't working anymore. You feel it, don't you? You've been restless. You've been chasing things that never satisfy. Another hookup, another night out, another scroll through dating apps, another grind at the job, and yet you're still lying awake at night with that hollow feeling inside. That's not an accident. That's God telling you you were made for more. Here's the truth. September 2025 is not about fear, it's about clarity. A line is being drawn. For young men especially, this season is about deciding, guy, will you keep living as a shadow of yourself, or will you finally rise into the man God designed you to be? You're not meant to be lost, distracted, or addicted to shallow validation. You're meant to be grounded, strong, courageous, and full of purpose. Think about it. Every generation has a shaking point. In 2001, it was 9/11. In 2008, it was the financial crash. In 2020, it was a global pandemic. Each moment stripped away illusions and forced people to face reality. September 2025 will be that kind of season. It will expose what's weak, what's fake, and what doesn't last. And if your identity is built on sand, on people's opinions, on shallow relationships, on things you can lose, you will be shaken. But listen, this is not meant to break you, it's meant to awaken you. The shaking is mercy. It's God saying, son, it's time to stop wasting your life. It's time to step into who you really are. And maybe that's why you're listening right now, because you know you can't keep going as you've been going. September is a prophetic alarm clock, and you have a choice. Sleep through it, or wake up and finally live. Let's be brutally honest. Right now, there's a silent epidemic happening among young men in America. Not an epidemic of disease, but an epidemic of identity. We've got men who look strong on the outside, but are collapsing on the inside. You go to the gym, you lift, you hustle, you make money, you post your highlight reel on Instagram, but when the phone is off and the lights are out, you're lying there in the dark wondering, who am I really? What's my worth? Why do I still feel empty? And the truth is, society has fed you lies. It tells you your value is in your bank account, your car, your physique, your ability to get attention from women. It tells you masculinity is about performance, not presence. And so what happens? You live like a performer on a stage, always putting on a mask, terrified of being exposed, because deep down, you don't actually know who you are. That's the identity crisis. September 2025 is going to expose this even more. Why? Because when a shaking comes, the masks don't hold. The shallow identities break. If your worth is tied to money, and the economy shakes, you'll crumble. If your worth is tied to relationships, and that relationship fails, you'll break. If your worth is tied to looks, status, likes, anything temporary, then when it's gone, who are you? But hear me, this is not hopeless. This is the mercy of God. The shaking is designed to strip away the false so you can rediscover the real. You are not your paycheck. You are not your car. You are not the number of girls who swipe right on you. You are more. You are a son of God, crafted with purpose, called to rise, not perform. But here's the challenge. You cannot find that identity in the noise of the world. You have to get quiet. You have to go deeper. And that's terrifying for a lot of men, because when you sit with yourself in silence, the pain, the shame, the insecurities, they come rushing up. But that's where healing begins. That's where truth is found. Listen to me. The most dangerous man in the world is not the one with muscles, money, or women. The most dangerous man is the one who knows exactly who he is and doesn't need validation from anyone else. That's what this season is about. God is calling you back to your true identity, and if you step into it, no shaking, no storm, no rejection can ever take it away. Let's talk about relationships, because this is where so many men are silently breaking. You look around and it feels like dating is a game, a performance, a constant chase. You swipe, you text, you meet, you hook up, and then what? You're left emptier than before. Why? Because relationships without purpose can never fill you. Here's the hard truth. Our culture has sold you the idea that relationships are about pleasure, validation, and convenience. It's not about covenant. It's not about destiny. It's not about building something eternal. It's about, what can she give me right now? How does she make me feel today? And when that fades, you move on. And the cycle repeats. But your soul wasn't built for shallow connections. Every time you bond without purpose, you're giving away pieces of yourself. That's why you wake up feeling hollow. That's why you feel restless even after the chase. Because deep down, you don't just want another body, another night, another quick fix. You want meaning. You want to be seen, known, respected, and trusted. You want a woman who doesn't just admire your highlight reel, but who can see your scars and still call you her man. Here's the prophetic truth. When September 2025 comes, relationships without purpose will not survive the shaking. Flings won't hold. Situationships won't last. If it's not rooted in truth, it will break. And that's a good thing, because it will expose what was never real in the first place. This is your wake up call. Stop wasting your soul on empty connections. Start building bonds that align with your purpose. If you don't know your purpose, you will settle for distraction. But if you rise into your calling, the right relationship won't drain you. It will multiply you. Men, hear me, women don't need more performers. They need men of substance, men of clarity, men who can lead with strength and humility. If you become that man, you'll stop chasing and you'll start attracting, because real recognizes real. So the question is, are your relationships feeding your soul or draining it? Are you investing in purpose or wasting yourself in emptiness? The shaking of 2025 will make that answer clear. Don't wait until then to find out. Every generation has a shaking. Think about it. 9/11 shook America's sense of security. 2008 shook our financial pride. 2020 shook our illusions of control. And now, September 2025, another shaking is coming. Not just globally, but personally. And you need to be ready. Here's how shaking works. It strips away what isn't real. Imagine an earthquake. The buildings with weak foundations collapse. The ones built on rock survive. That's exactly what God does in our lives. He shakes what can be shaken, so that what cannot be shaken will remain. So many men today have built their identity on things that don't last, careers that can collapse overnight, relationships that can walk away, status that can be canceled with a single click, looks that fade with time, money that can disappear in a moment. When the shaking hits, those things fall. And if that's all you built on, you fall with it. But listen, shaking is not judgment to destroy you. It's mercy to wake you. God doesn't shake to ruin you, He shakes to save you. Because if He let you keep building your life on lies, you would waste your soul chasing dust. So He shakes it down, not to leave you with nothing, but to rebuild you on what lasts. The question is, what is your foundation? When the storm comes, when the news breaks, when the economy shakes, when people betray you, what holds you together? If it's not God, if it's not your true identity, if it's not purpose, you will crumble. September 2025 will be a season when shallow things break apart. Some of you will lose relationships, jobs, dreams, illusions. But don't panic. That's the shaking doing its work. Because when the dust settles, what's real will remain. And if you stand on that, no storm can take you down. So how do you prepare for September 2025? How do you survive the shaking? By building unshakable strength. And I don't mean muscles. I don't mean money. I don't mean fake confidence. I mean the kind of strength that no storm can break. Unshakable strength comes from identity, discipline, and faith. Identity means you know who you are. You're not chasing approval. You're not bending to pressure. You're not begging for validation. Discipline means you can master yourself, your emotions, your habits, your impulses. Faith means you're rooted in something greater than yourself. You know you're not alone, that God is your foundation, your anchor, your guide. Here's the truth. Most men crumble not because of outside storms, but because of inside weakness. You think the world broke you. No. It just revealed what was already fragile inside you. But if you start building now, practicing discipline, walking in purpose, anchoring yourself in God, then when the storm comes, you'll still be standing. Think of a tree, shallow roots. A storm takes it down. Deep roots. The winds may blow, but it remains. You need to dig your roots deep now. That means cutting out distractions, letting go of toxic habits, rejecting shallow living, and doing the hard work of becoming solid on the inside. Men, strength is not about avoiding the storm. It's about outlasting it. September 2025 is not a call to fear. It's a call to prepare. If you start now, when others crumble, you'll stand. And when they see you standing, they'll come to you for strength. That's leadership. That's manhood. This is it, the final warning. September 2025 is not a date to circle on your calendar. It's a prophetic season that demands a decision. Every man will face a choice. Keep sleeping or wake up. Keep drifting or rise. Keep wasting or step into destiny. Here's the danger. Most men wait until it's too late. They wait until they've lost the girl, lost the job, lost the dream. They wait until life collapses before they change. But the prophetic call is not about reacting after. It's about preparing before. That's wisdom. So what do? First, get real with yourself. Stop pretending you're okay when you're not. Stop numbing yourself with distractions. Admit where you've been lost. That's step one. Second, start cutting away what's empty. Toxic relationships, addictions, wasted hours scrolling, things that drain your soul instead of feeding it. Let the shaking happen now, by choice, so you don't have to be forced later. Third, anchor yourself in purpose. Discover why you're here. Start living for something greater than yourself. That might mean stepping into faith, leading your family, building something that lasts. Finally, decide. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait for the world to give you permission. The time is now. The window is open. And once September 2025 hits, that door will not stay open forever. This is your prophetic warning. Your life doesn't have to end in regret. God is calling you higher. But the choice is yours. Will you answer, "My brother, I've spoken this message because I believe you needed to hear it"? September 2025 will be a line in the sand, and when it comes, you'll either be ready or you won't. But tonight, you have a choice. You don't have to stay lost. You don't have to keep chasing emptiness. You don't have to keep playing small. Rise. Wake up. Answer the call. If this message hit your heart, don't just click away. Like this video to declare your stand. Comment your thoughts below. I want to hear your story. Share this with another man who needs this wake-up call. And if you're ready to walk this journey together, subscribe. because this is not the end, it's just the beginning. September 2025 is coming. The alarm has sounded. The question is, will you rise?